Coming up, accusations lodged against a high-ranking city employee could result in an investigation today. Plus, after weeks of training, Guardians take to Manatee County schools to serve and protect, but are they ready? Clear the way, a small airplane uses I-75 as a runway over the weekend, bringing traffic to a standstill. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, Sarasota City Commissioners will discuss hiring an outside investigator today to look into repeated complaints about one of the high-ranking charter officials at City Hall. ABC 7's Ray Collins is here now with a preview. Ray?
Scott, Pam Natalini has been the topic of a series of complaints during much of her time as city clerk and auditor. Now, commissioners want to find out why. Sarasota Mayor Liz Elpert says this afternoon commissioners will look to hire one of 3 outside investigators. Elpert admits this will cost taxpayers some money, but she says in the long run, it's worth it.
Well, investigators are needed for the situation because we've just had too many people who have complained about what's happening in the clerk's office that I just don't think the commission can ignore it anymore. A lot of the comments talk about just a really abusive work environment with, poor treatment, poor training, making people cry.
Elpert says investigators would talk to each person, interview them in the city clerk's office. We reached out for a comment from Pam Natalini, but once again, she has yet to respond. We'll have more on the story later today on ABC 7. Scott?
All right, Ray, thank you. Early voting now open in Sarasota and Manatee counties for the upcoming primary election. And an event called Souls to the Polls is making a push for higher voter turnout. The focus is especially on the African-American community, as Newtown has an early voting location this month for the first time in years. The event also honored 2 people with the first ever Dr. Ed James Civil Rights Award presented by his son.
Today we gave away the first annual Dr. Ed James Civil Rights Award, which is really cool because today is actually my dad's birthday. And so we awarded Dr. Lawrence Miller and Hugh Culverhouse, 2 pillars in our community who've been fighting for justice for a very long time.
The Dr. Ed James Civil Rights Award recognizes people who have fought for justice and hold others accountable within our community. And Dr. James, of course, was the longtime host of Black Almanac here at ABC 7. He passed away in March. Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections releasing vote by mail and early voter turnout numbers so far. Sarasota County is reporting almost an 11% turnout rate and more than 34,000 votes have been cast already. Early voting continues through this Saturday. If you have any questions about where you can vote, we have a list of early voting locations on our website, mysuncoast.com. Happening now, the Venice City Council is holding a special meeting to discuss a plan of action on how to deal with red tide. Council chambers overflowing with residents who came to hear from city leaders and top officials from Mote Marine Lab. The meeting began at 9 this morning and is scheduled to end later this afternoon. The city may ask federal officials for more research money to help with red tide. All right, meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now with a look at our Monday weather and a pretty morning on the Suncoast.
It is. You would hardly know that there's such problems at the beaches when you look west, and we have this general easterly wind, which has kind of helped keep the problem closer to the coastline now. But boy, I'll tell you, it really exploded over the weekend, and there were some bad reports around from Mote Marine. Here are the latest from Mote Marine right now. We have 2 locations with intense amounts of red tide toxin in the air, and that is Lido and Siesta Key both. Other beaches, Holmes Beach, Coquina, Nokomis, Minnesota, all coming in with moderate amounts of red tide irritant in the air. And of course, this changes on a regular basis. Wind shifting a little bit more to the southwest this afternoon as the sea breeze begins to form. And once that happens, I think we'll see a little bit more activity on radar locally as well. We're starting to see some storms building on the other coast now in response, of course, to the easterly wind. Nothing here locally yet, but I'd put the rain chance over the next hour or two at about 20% or so. It'll get up to about 40% as we head into the afternoon and we start to see temperatures that climb up to around the 90-degree mark. That will be particularly true in inland where some of the heavier rain will fall. We'll talk about that and take a look at the rain chances down the road this week coming up in just a minute. Scott?
Thank you, John. New at noon, a Suncoast Pee Wee football team coach is arrested on drugs and weapons charges. Edgar Thelier was pulled over by detectives Thursday after failing to stop at a red light. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies say he claimed he was delivering football equipment to the Pee Wee League he coaches. But detectives say they found several bags of marijuana and a loaded gun inside the vehicle. Thelier was arrested and charged with possession with intent to distribute and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. It's the first day on the job in Manatee County schools for some former law enforcement officers and military veterans. 18 guardians and 2 lead guardians are in some Manatee County elementary schools today. Those guardians went through nearly 150 hours of training by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Just last week, 20 guardians received certificates for finally completing their training. We spoke to one who retired to Manatee County after serving 24 years with the Pennsylvania State Police.
Personally, you're entrusted with our greatest resource, children, in their future, and the safety and security for their parents in the community. I feel honored and privileged, and I feel it's a challenge to me to rise up and be able to meet this demand, to provide the public and reassure them that, yes, when your child is left off that bus, they're going to be safe and secure, and all the employees in that school are going to be safe and secure.
After the Parkland shooting, the Florida legislature passed the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, requiring every school in the state to have an armed security officer. Later today, the remaining 20 guardians out of the 40 chosen for the position will begin their training. The pilot of a small plane makes an emergency landing on Interstate 75 over the weekend. This happened on the Alligator Alley portion of the interstate. Certainly not what you want to see as you're driving 70 miles an hour, but troopers found the plane parked on the side of the highway. Both the pilot and the student inside were okay, and amazingly no vehicles were struck. Police say the Cessna experienced some mechanical problems on its way from Punta Gorda to Miami. The cause of the problem is still under investigation. And remember to get the latest breaking news here in the Suncoast and other places, as well as your first alert weather. You can download our apps. Go to your app store, look for WWSB or My Suncoast. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with a check on the day on Wall Street. Welcome back, first off.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, and a mixed market to start our news.
A mixed market. Ironically, the NASDAQ, which has been leading the market for months now, is the only one with a down arrow.
Oh.
So who'd thunk it?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, I am back, and thanks to Scott and my colleagues, the market basically went higher while I was gone. This morning, the Dow opened with a gain of 60 points and was up by 121 points at the high of the day. And little by little, both the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Standard & Poor's 500 Index are approaching their all-time highs. So let's take a look and see how the numbers look at 12 o'clock noon. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up almost 82 points, 1/3 of 1% at 25,751.08. That on volume of 419 million shares. The NASDAQ, as I say, the only down arrow, down 13 points, 0.14% at 7,802.86. That on volume of 738 million shares. And the S&P also up 0.14, 4 points at 2,854.16. Well, Pepsi's chairman, Indra Nooyi, announced last month that she will resign, or I should say retire, as of October 1st. But guess what? She's going out with a bang. Pepsi today announced it will spend, are you ready for this? $3.2 billion in cash to buy a company that you might be familiar with named SodaStream. SodaStream makes, literally is used in your home to make carbonated drinks and beverages. This company, SodaStream, has done very, very well over the past year. It's an Israeli company, but trades here in the United States. And of course, let's never lose track of the fact that Pepsi owns a small company called Tropicana, based in Bradenton, and obviously that's been a very, very good marriage for a very, very long time.
Yeah, sure has. You'll be back at 5.
I'll be here.
Closing numbers.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Richard.
You got it.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, online dating may be an easy way to meet a match, but a new study says it might actually be more difficult than expected. We'll tell you why. And a California musician is showing off his recent world record with plans of going even bigger.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG, and Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
89-degree air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 72. The combination of the two bringing a feels like of 96 already. Well on the way to seeing once again a feels like temperature of about 100, 103. East wind is fairly light, coming in at about 5. It's light enough that our sea breeze will move a good distance inward, carrying the showers along with it. So a lot of the heaviest of the rain today is going to fall in inland areas, kind of like it did yesterday. 40% chance of showers as we head into the 3 p.m. hour, and then as we get into about 7 p.m., a few of the showers may work their way back to the coastline, but the showers will generally be in a kind of dissipating stage by this time, and we'll start to trend down rain chances just a little bit. Overnight, I think it'll be pretty quiet. So we had some showers starting off the morning out in Gulf waters. They're still there. That'll be the case, I think, again tomorrow morning. Have some showers out there. A general easterly wind, though, will keep them away from shore, so I think the commute will be fine. In fact, I think this evening's commute should be fine, because by the time commute time rolls around, I think a lot of the activity will be in inland areas. If you're going to get any showers along the coast, I think you're going to see them popping up between, well, now, but 1, 2, or 3 o'clock, you'll probably see a shower or two pop up nearer the coast, and then everything carried well inland. Right now, everything is very quiet, though, on radar around the region. High pressure is our dominant weather feature. Again, today, it's the driver of our wind showers, our showers today, because of the winds that are out of the southeast. Those winds, again, colliding with the sea breeze. Where the two collide, showers and thunderstorms build, and then they drift off to the north and to the east. This east wind pattern, typical for this time of year, continues for several more days, and then we see a shift back to the west wind pattern that we have become familiar with this summer. The midweek shift will take our winds from the southeast and turn them southwest or westerly, And that could do a couple of things. One, it could take the smell of that red tide and drive it a little bit further inland. I've got numerous reports from folks saying that they live inland from the beaches, but they still get the smell of dead fish in the air. Could it possibly be red tide? Well, yeah, you bet it could. That's exactly what it is. We've even had reports as far inland as Lakewood Ranch of that smell with a westerly wind. And that's what we could see again as we head into Thursday, Friday, over the weekend perhaps. Calm in the tropics though, nothing going on there that looks like it's going to develop into anything anytime soon. Kind of unusual for this time of year to hardly have a cloud in the sky. Futurecast shows a few showers building in inland areas along that sea breeze front, some of them strong. Then as we head into the evening hours, everything kind of dies out across the region. We're left with pretty quiet conditions. Perhaps we see an isolated shower near the coast tomorrow morning, but more than likely not. Now look here in the tropics, everything very quiet indeed. You go all the way back toward the coast of Africa and you don't see a whole lot going on. So we'll continue to watch the clouds that are out there for any kind of development. Southeast wind at about 10 knots, becoming more southerly during the overnight, and the forecast for the next several days features a slight chance of showers tomorrow. The rain chance going down a little bit because of some drier air sneaking in, but then rain chances going back up as we head into the weekend. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Online daters tend to pursue those who are roughly 25% more desirable than they are. And by the looks of their messages, a new study shows many are well aware of the hierarchy online. It found that the higher up we reach, the longer our messages tend to get and the less likely we'll get a message back. Reed Binion has more on this dating behavior.
When it comes to online dating, is he or she in or out of your league? Maybe you're a 5 trying to snag a 9. Good luck.
This Molly is a hard 10. And that 5-point disparity, that is a chasm. Chasm? Chasm. And you can't jump more than 2 points.
But according to a new study published in the journal Science Advances, people who use online dating apps tend to reach out to those who may be just a little out of reach. And psychologists say that makes sense, because rejection online tends to sting less than if you were shot down in person and in front of others. Ouch. Another issue when pursuing people online, unlike when you hit the town, you can't tell how much attention someone is already getting, which could lead to a small group of individuals being bombarded with messages, while the rest barely get any notice. For example, of the 187,000 heterosexual online daters in the research group, the most popular was an unidentified 30-year-old female who received over 1,500 messages in just 1 month. This behavior, experts say, usually doesn't happen unless you really are a 10, because when you notice someone is already being hit on by others, you are more likely to test your charms on someone else. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Well, be sure to check your mailboxes. New Medicare cards are coming soon for Floridians. Those new cards are free and will be automatically mailed. They should arrive by the end of September. They will not have your Social Security number on them anymore. The cards also have new features to help detect and avoid identity theft and scams. Time for lunch now, so let's head over to the kitchen and say hello to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Find out what she's making lunch today, for lunch.
Hi, Scott. Well, for lunch today, you're getting chicken enchiladas. You know, this is just a great tailgating dish to serve because you can make it ahead a few hours before and put it in the refrigerator and then just broil it when you're done. So we're going to make these using a rotisserie chicken that I just picked up from Whole Foods. It's a great opportunity to use up leftovers. So even if I have a half a chicken, I'll pull the skin off and discard that and pull apart the chicken and put it in a freezer bag. And that way I have some for the next type of dish that I'm going to make, like chicken enchiladas. You're going to love this. You just put the casserole dish out and a serving spoon and let everybody top it with different things that they want. So we're going to bring together some corn tortillas and black beans and a whole lot of flavor in just a few minutes.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. All for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
A California man is the inventor of more than 100 instruments, including one recognized as the world's longest stringed instrument on record. Rick Damigella gives us an up-close look at this accomplishment that is music to so many's ears.
It's kind of like running your finger around the edge of a wine glass. It's a beautiful sound.
High above the Pacific, in the stillness of the Santa Monica Mountains, is a music studio home to an unusual instrument.
The earth harp is here, the strings are going out the architecture and attaching into the mountainside.
William Close is the maker of the earth harp, which holds the Guinness World Record for longest stringed instrument.
The acoustic qualities of it are powerful and beautiful. It's not a bunch of computers trying to simulate string sounds. It's a pure acoustic sound. The way the earth harp is played is I take a little bit of violin rosin and I put it on my fingers and run my hands along the strings, and it produces a compression wave. It's a beautiful tone.
Close has created over 100 instruments, and while the earth harp is an impressive achievement, he is planning to go even bigger.
I'm going to start doing experiments with this concept that I've always wanted to do called 1,000 strings. Now, 1,000 strings is about creating an environment of these musical strings that the earth harp has that is, beyond anything I've done before.
In Malibu, California, I'm Rick Damigella.
Very cool. All right, let's get back to the kitchen and check in again with Judy Gallagher for today's lunch. Judy?
Scott, I think we could do that earth harp down by the tower, kind of string it out so we can have musical cooking segments. Okay, so I have a can of organic roasted tomato sauce. I get the kind that doesn't have the seasoning in it because I don't want the flavors of basil or Italian seasoning. We're going to season it ourselves to go with a Mexican dish. So pinch of crushed red pepper, cumin, and a little bit of coriander, just a little bit. And we'll stir that around. And then we're going to add some diced onions. No need to saute or sweat them. They're going to actually cook right into the sauce. Now this sauce cooks for about 2 to 3 minutes. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of bring it to a boil and then do a slow boil for about 2 to 3 minutes. It's going to reduce down, and then what you're going to do is you're going to reserve half of it because that's going to go in the topping. So once it cooks down and you take half out, so that pretend the onions have cooked down a little bit more than this, and then we're going to go back to the burner and we're going to lower the heat, and then we're going to add 1 can of drained black beans, and make sure you drain them and rinse them. You don't want that extra starch. It's going to overpower a dish of that starchiness. That's going to be no good. Here comes the greatest, easiest part, is that pulled chicken that we're just using a rotisserie chicken. And even, you know, I would say you don't even need the whole chicken. About 3/4 will be fine. And we're going to simmer this just for about another minute. Then we're going to salt and pepper it. Now, while we go to commercial break, I'm going to go ahead and take my corn tortillas, and I have a wet paper towel. You're going to lay the wet paper towel on top of the tortillas. It's going to go in the microwave for 2 minutes, just like that. It's going to soften up those tortillas so you can hold them in your hands, so we can add the mixture and fill them, and then I'll show you the topping. It's easy, it's so delicious, and it's perfect for game day heading into football season.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call
800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
Coming up, a verdict could come down today in the financial fraud trial of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Plus, veterans on the Suncoast getting a legal helping hand through a new program. And a Suncoast National Park gets some extra protection from the erosion problems along the coastline using a natural remedy.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30 this morning. The jury in the Paul Manafort trial went back to work to decide his fate. President Trump's former campaign chairman accused of tax and bank fraud. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from the federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia.
Day 3 of jury deliberations in the trial of Paul Manafort.
How's your client feeling today?
He's feeling really good. The 12 jurors deciding his fate, pouring over a mountain of evidence, nearly 400 exhibits. The former 2016 Trump campaign chairman is accused of 18 felony counts of tax and bank fraud, allegedly stashing $60 million in 31 offshore bank accounts. Prosecutors and special counsel Robert Mueller's team says Manafort failed to pay taxes on millions of dollars and defrauded banks out of millions more. Crimes the government claims Manafort allegedly committed before his work for the president.
I think it's a very sad day for our country.
Friday, the president weighed in.
He happens to be a very good person, and I think it's very sad what they've done to Paul Manafort.
That support and the fact the president didn't rule out a pardon, welcomed by Manafort's defense team. His lawyers appear confident about the amount of time the jury has taken to render a verdict, and on day 1 of deliberations, jurors asked the judge for the definition of reasonable doubt.
Do the continued deliberations as a good sign for the defense?
It's a great sign for the defense. Legal experts telling ABC News prosecutors are likely starting off the week feeling nervous. Even though jurors were instructed to only consider what was presented in court, it's possible they heard President Trump's support of Manafort. If convicted, Manafort could face the rest of his life in prison. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, outside the federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia.
Time now to get a check on the weather on this Monday afternoon with meteorologist John Scalzi. And what do you think later today? Are we going to have the afternoon sort of storms?
Shower or two,
Yeah.
shower or two. You're still going to have to mow the lawn, though, if that's what you're thinking.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be in inland areas away from the coastline. So, you know, if you live east of the interstate, you have a much better chance of seeing some stuff around than if you live closer to the coast. Let's take a look at the Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion. Looks pretty good, actually, starting off the morning with a lot of sunshine, but now you'll notice in the last few frames some building clouds beginning to develop. Light stuff for the most part. I don't think we're going to see a ton of rain around, but we will see some scattered showers building on that sea breeze. Right now, pretty quiet across the region, but we have some stuff trying to work its way into Highlands County now. Just one little shot of rain showers coming in on that easterly wind. Once it hits our sea breeze, we'll see kind of a bigger explosion. Now inland, the chances of some bigger rainstorms pretty good, especially as temperatures climb up to that 90-degree or above, and the feels like temperature climbs up above 100. We'll start to see those showers building in inland areas, but along the coastline, because the easterly sea breeze will move, the westerly sea breeze will move a fair distance inland, probably not going to be a lot of activity there. 40% chance of rainfall for us with a daytime high near 90. Complete forecast coming up in a minute. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. A backpack loaded with meth gets an Arcadia man a trip to jail. 46-year-old Ripard Little charged with trafficking in methamphetamine and obstruction. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say they saw Little riding a bike last week at night and tried to pull him over because he wasn't using a light. Deputies say he dropped a backpack he was carrying and rode away. 230 grams of meth was found inside the bag. Deputies caught up with Little a short time later and arrested him. Fishing charters, restaurants, bars, and shops are all hurting because of our red tide outbreak. The state will provide assistance to those businesses under Florida's state of emergency order. It covers 7 counties, including Sarasota and Manatee. The state is offering a tourism recovery grant program through Visit Florida. That money will be used by groups like Visit Sarasota for advertising and marketing once the red tide subsides. Small businesses with fewer than 100 employees can also apply for short-term interest-free bridge loans of up to $50,000.
It would give me the opportunity to hire some extra help and help get things a little bit more under control from a small business ownership.
We're trying to make sure that they're working as much as possible, and the best thing that we can do is get folks out and get the word out that we're open.
As for now, many businesses impacted by red tide are focusing on social media to communicate with their customers. New at noon, some free legal help is available today for veterans. ABC 7's Stephanie Webb is here with those details. Stephanie?
Thank you, Scott. Well, it's all part of the Medical Legal Partnership Program designed by the Bay Pines VA healthcare system. It's a service for veterans that might be in need of non-criminal legal help and may not be able to afford the services of a lawyer. Now, during today's clinic, pro bono attorneys are able to help veterans with advice on everything from bills to estate issues. It's all part of a holistic approach to overall wellness.
It's the understanding that by providing people with legal counsel and support around legal issues, they're better able to attend to their health and mental health issues.
Now, if you are a veteran and part of the Bay Pines VA health system, you can take advantage of the free legal clinic at the Bradenton Outpatient Clinic until 3 o'clock today. Now, if you can't make it today, there will be more legal clinics over the next few months. We'll put them online for you. Scott?
All right, thank you so much, Stephanie. Some unique training for some Sarasota canine search and rescue teams over the weekend. Handlers and 18 trained canines allowed to use Wakeland Elementary School in Bradenton for the day. The team's practicing all kinds of different scenarios, including a staged search and rescue outside, and then a mock crime scene inside where the dogs were sent to sniff out traces of blood. Each of these tasks will help prepare them for a real-life scenario.
We practice so that if we're ever called by the community, either in a hurricane or tornado type situation, or even in a criminal case, that our handlers and our canines are prepared for this.
Not only did the training help the dogs, coordinators also say it helped build on the team's communication skills, improving their overall response times. A project is now underway in Northwest Bradenton to stop erosion at DeSoto National Memorial Park. For the second year in a row, volunteers placed 800 bags of oyster shells and planted 75 mangroves to help stabilize and create new shorelines. The oysters will eventually settle and become an artificial reef.
A lot of historic areas in the park, and so we want to do stabilizations in front of those areas in order to stop some of the erosion, build up the vegetation on the shoreline, stabilize the sediment there, and kind of stop a lot of those historic areas from being washed out.
This is the second year the project is in partnership with the University of Central Florida. And this is being called the Miracle on the Mound. Sister Mary Jo got the chance to throw out the ceremonial first pitch at a Chicago White Sox game over the weekend, and now her throw is going viral for all the right reasons. Look at that perfect strike, right down the middle. Sister Mary Jo used to coach at a Chicago Catholic school, so when she got the chance to throw out that first pitch, she did not think twice, and she threw a perfect strike. Let's get back to the kitchen now and check on lunch with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. That can be nerve-wracking out there on the mound, Judy.
I can't even imagine. I'd have to throw underhand as close to the catcher as possible. She was amazing. So we have the corn tortillas that we microwave for 2 minutes on that wet paper towel. That'll make it easier and more pliable, but you have to work a little bit fast. So we save some of that sauce mixture, the seasoned sauce mixture. Now we're simply going to load the tortillas seam down. Now I had a little bit extra chicken, so I decided to just put that down as a base. It's perfect for somebody who doesn't eat corn, like me. They can just have all the delicious ingredients, but without that added topping. Now, another thing you can do is think about, speaking of corn, think about things that you may have that are left over. Remember I mentioned a rotisserie chicken? Well, I get a lot of pulled pork, and so sometimes what I'll do, like I did this last night, I bought extra pulled pork at Brick Smoked Meats, so I can mix a batch of this at home with the pulled pork in it. Fantastic. Or you could mix it with chicken or turkey and pork. So you don't have to stay in the box with this chicken. This is just the easiest. This is one of these things, if you get home and you're tired and you have the ingredients already in the house, you're going to be just fine. So you get the idea of how to roll that. Let's go check the oven because I have one that's already, perfect timing. I have one that's already in the oven, and because the chicken's already cooked, we're able to just put it on broil. This is something that you can save and use leftover turkey with around Thanksgiving, but look at that. It's just brown and bubbly and delicious. I'm gonna let it cool for about 5 minutes. Then we'll top it with some of the sauce that does not have the chicken and the black beans in it. And then you can either portion it out. I just leave it in the pan if I'm entertaining, and then it gets even more good stuff. So we'll do some fresh cilantro, and then this sunset salsa is so good, and you can get it right at Whole Foods. So we'll get a little bit of, I have about a medium spice. They also make a mango one that is so good, and especially if there's only 2 or 3 people at home, it's nice. This will last about 2 weeks in the refrigerator, and it's so good. Just on even egg whites, it's so good. So then we'll do some sour cream right in the center. I'll keep these other items for people to garnish themselves with, but there you go. How easy is that? Simple, and it makes great leftovers too. So we'll come back for a taste, and I'll let you know where you can find the recipe to enjoy yourself.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small, so Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $22,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are closing in on that 90-degree mark. We've got some clouds building out over Gulf waters and relatively flat conditions out there. I mean, it's almost a mirror in places. But as we progress through the afternoon, I think we'll start to see perhaps the winds pick up a little bit. You might get a little bit of a westerly surge as the sea breeze starts to form. Otherwise, we'll be watching that dew point value lift up just a little bit, as well as the east wind now at 5 switches to a more westerly direction, southwesterly direction. And then we'll watch showers and thunderstorms begin to build in inland areas mostly. I think along the coast, as we just saw, sunshine will be kind of the name of the game for most of the day. 96 the heat index as we head into the 3 p.m. period. That's when we'll see that 40% chance of showers. Mostly from the interstate east, but certainly can't rule out an isolated shower closer to the coast. And that will be occurring as we head from the peak time at 3 p.m. into the 7 p.m. time, and the showers start to dissipate, the sea breeze starts to collapse, and a few of those showers try to work their way back toward the coastline. Then as we head into the evening, everything kind of falls apart and dissipates, and we're left with mostly clear overnight skies to partly cloudy overnight skies. There are the showers out in the Gulf waters. Obviously lots of moisture around. The effect of the easterly wind quite visible in the showers that are already beginning to build along the east coast of the state. Some of those showers starting to move into our area just a little bit, but right now pretty quiet. But over in Highlands County, we're starting to see a few basically move in this direction. And the general motion of these storms has been from the coastline toward inland areas. And we've got a few thunderstorms in progress there now as well. And that'll be the case through the afternoon. We'll see that line of showers that are in Highlands County start to march into Hardee and DeSoto County. And when they meet our sea breeze in inland areas, that's when we'll see our showers and thunderstorms begin to explode with a general motion toward the west or to the northwest as they die out. And that's because of that easterly steering flow across the peninsula and the collision zone with our local sea breeze front in inland areas. Now, as we head into the next couple of days, this southeasterly wind that we've had for several days now in a row will start to flip back to the west. Remember, we started off last week with a westerly wind flow, and we're going to finish up this week with a westerly wind flow as well. For the next couple of days, we'll stay with this southeast wind, but by, I'd say, Wednesday or certainly Thursday, we'll start to see the flip around to a more west wind. Calm in the tropics as we head through the next several days. We'll watch it carefully, but so far nothing that looks too terribly concerning. Heaviest of the rain, as I mentioned, occurring in inland areas and pockets of thunderstorms that develop. There you could see 1.5 inches, perhaps 2-inch rainfalls under the core of some of those heavier thunderstorms, but the tendency will be for them to kind of decay as they head closer to the Gulf waters. So if you live right along the immediate coast, probably be lucky to see 1/4 inch of rainfall, and I do mean lucky. Most of us who live nearer the coastline will not see anything. Couple of waves out in the Atlantic, hardly a cloud in the Caribbean, and Gulf waters also pretty quiet as well. It's pretty rare at this time of year that you see such cloud-free conditions most everywhere. So as we head into the anniversary of Andrew, though, that comes up this Friday, 26th anniversary, it's worthy to note that Andrew occurred at the end of a very, very quiet season. So just because things are quiet now, we're not totally out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. Southeast wind coming in at about 10, shifting a little bit more southerly, light chop, 2-foot seas. Nice day to be out on the waters. And then over the next several days, we'll keep the rain chance at about 40% today, drop it down a bit tomorrow to about 20%, then bring it back up as we head into Wednesday, and then into next week, the rain chances will continue to rise by the weekend. Scott?
John, thank you. Gretchen Carlson, the head of the Miss America pageant, is fighting back against claims made by the reigning Miss America. Kara Mund accuses Carlson and the Miss America organization of bullying and silencing her through specified talking points in interviews and blamed for a loss of sponsorships. But on Sunday, Carlson said she has never bullied nor silenced her, but has taken many steps to make Mund's experience a good one. Mund says her treatment with the organization fits the definition of, quote, workplace bullying. A passenger is recovering after falling off a cruise ship over the weekend. She spent 10 hours treading water before being rescued by the Croatian Coast Guard. The 46-year-old spent a long, cold night in the Adriatic Sea waiting for help. A patrol boat and an airplane were part of the rescue efforts, and according to crews, she's doing just fine and very happy to be alive. Happy 90th anniversary to Mickey Mouse. In honor of that, Disney has announced that Mickey, the True Original Exhibition, which is an interactive art exhibit, will open in New York City. The exhibit is an immersive pop-up and art exhibition of interactive original artwork from different artists, and it's set to open in November. Stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Oh, that is so good.
Can't you just see yourself in your recliner, putting on the Patriots or the Bucks, and just kind of hanging out with friends and having your chicken enchiladas?
And who doesn't like this flavor, right?
I know. Well,
it's
it's
so
so
good.
bright.
Universal.
And definitely get all those different Mexican cheeses mixed in, so it's brown and goopy on top. Sour cream, avocado, cilantro, and you got an easy tailgating meal.
Oh, this is absolutely delicious. The recipe I wanted to mention is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Hard for me to even stop to give you that information because this is so good. But the video instructions are there, as well as the shopping list, and of course, all of Chef Judy's tips as well. Check out that website. There's some amazing things on there.
Yeah, really are. A lot of good information about what's happening in the culinary world.
And I like the avocado topping on top, too. Avocados are so good right now. You know, they're just delicious.
They're growing beautiful.
Beautiful stuff. Okay, well, thanks very much, Judy. Sure do appreciate it. This is really tasty. I encourage you to go to the website and download the recipe. Tasty, tasty, tasty.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 4 later today, red tide continues to plague parts of the Suncoast, and Venice officials gathered today to work out what their plans are to bounce back from the effects of this bloom. And could something as simple as decontamination kits help prevent cancer in firefighters? There's a new push to make sure all fire departments get these kits. We hope you'll join us later today for ABC 7 News at 4. In entertainment news, a chart-topping singer wants to give her fans a medical hug. David Daniel has that and a double dose of movie news in today's Hollywood Minute.
We just have to,
be there for each other as much as we can.
Ariana Grande got emotional on Beats One Radio discussing her new album Sweetener and the song Get Well Soon, which refers to the deadly bombing at her 2017 concert in Manchester, England.
You try not to give in to fear because obviously that's the whole point of being here. That was the point of finishing my tour. It was to set an example for my fans who were fearless enough to show up.
Oh my God. It's Megalodon. He's kidding, right?
It's no joke. The Meg may have lost the top spot at the domestic box office this weekend, but it's still a monster hit worldwide. The supersized shark thriller has made more than $314 million globally in less than 2 weeks, nearly 3/4 of that internationally.
Do you think people really get rich playing by the rules?
Then there's the ironically titled Billionaire Boys Club. The drama, based on a true story, did not figure to do big business. It debuted on video on demand before reaching theaters, and it co-stars Kevin Spacey, who's under investigation for sexual misconduct. Sure enough, in its first 2 days of release, playing in a handful of theaters, the film earned an estimated $287. Not $287,000, $287, by far the worst debut of Spacey's career.
Where's the money? There was never any money.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, you just heard all these details, but I'll tell you again, Billionaire Boys Club debuted this weekend, and it only made $287 in the theater. Of course, it's a new movie by Kevin Spacey, who is dealing with lots of accusations of sexual misconduct. The Queen of Soul's hometown honored her Sunday. A memorial service was held for Aretha Franklin, who passed away Thursday after a battle with cancer. Fans and those who knew her gathered at New Bethel Baptist Church in Detroit, which Franklin attended for years. Her father was a pastor there. At the service Sunday, people sang gospel songs and listened to remarks by civil rights leader Jesse Jackson. He and Franklin had been friends for 60 years, and he was with her the day before she died. Well, if you're scared of heights, you might want to close your eyes for a second. A new glass-bottom suspension bridge has opened in northeast China. It's almost the length of 4 football fields and about 170 yards high. More than 10,000 people showed up to take those stomach-churning steps across the thick glass. We hope it's thick, right? China has dozens of these crazy transparent walkways, and they are gaining in popularity really across the world. I don't know. Not sure about that.
I would love it. My husband would have a cow. He doesn't like heights.
I'm wondering who washes those things. What kind of window washer would
John, you would think
crawl underneath there?
Yeah,
that's scary. Yeah, that's a frightening thought. We have some showers in the forecast for you this afternoon, but there won't be a whole lot of them around. Mostly in the inland areas along the coastline. We may get tagged by one decaying as it moves westward, but for the most part, we're looking at a mostly inland event. Over the course of the week ahead, we will watch as the showers that build inland and drift to the coast start to build near the coast and move inland.
Okay. John, thank you. Judy, thanks. Thank you for joining us. See you later.